As we speak, the Artemis 2 rocket is finally back on Part 39B. After a successful rollout yesterday, March 20th, NASA has officially confirmed that the countdown to our return to the moon has begun. But this isn't a victory lap for the Apollo era. It's the starting gun for a $1 trillion resource war. 240,000 miles away, at the Lunar South Pole, the Shackleton crater has become the most contested piece of real estate in history. Why? Because in 2026, we have moved past exploration. We are now in the era of ISRU, which is In-Situ Resource Utilization. If you aren't watching the water ice maps right now, you are missing the birth of the next industrial revolution. To understand the moon, you have to understand the mass penalty. In early 2026, shipping a single brick from Earth to the lunar surface costs approximately $100,000. For water, it's even worse, but the South Pole holds a cheat code: permanently shadowed regions, PSRs. These are craters that haven't seen sunlight in 2 billion years, acting as cold traps for billions of tons of water ice. But here is the alpha, the technical edge. We aren't just drinking this water. By splitting it into liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, we create a lunar refueling depot. Imagine a starship launching from Earth, arriving at the moon empty, and gassing up for a trip to Mars. By sourcing fuel from the moon, we reduce the cost of deep space missions by an estimated 90%. In 2026, the moon is no longer a destination. It's the gas station for the solar system. The race is no longer theoretical. Look at the 2026 manifest. NASA's CLPS program, Commercial Lunar Payload Services, is now in high gear. We just saw Firefly Aerospace blow ghost. Mission exceed expectations, landing nearly 120 gigabytes of data back to Earth. But look at China. Their Chang'e 7 mission, launching later this year, is the most sophisticated robotic scout ever built. It features a mini flying probe, a literal hooper that will fly into the dark craters to physically touch the ice, while NASA's Viper rover is still in final testing. China is playing for first contact with the water, while the US is playing for sustainable infrastructure through the Artemis Accords. Amazing, is it? Here is the part the mainstream news misses. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty forbids national appropriation, but the Artemis Accords, now signed by over 40 nations, introduces safety zones. This is 2026 version of a land grab. If a private company like Intuitive Machines or Axiom sets up a mining rig, they can legally claim a buffer zone to prevent harmful interference. China's ISRU, which is the International Lunar Research Station, has responded by proposing its own lunar nuclear power grid. We are seeing the bipolar governance of Earth. The US bloc versus the China-Russia bloc being hard-coded into the lunar regolith. Whoever sets the standard for lunar law this year controls the contracts for the next 50. The 2026 Lunar Gold Rush isn't just for astronauts. It's for the global economy. PwC recently estimated the lunar market will hit $170 billion by 2040. But the foundations are being poured right now. At Orbit Alpha, we don't just follow the rockets, we follow the capital. If you want to understand how the Sky Tax and Lunar ISRU will change your portfolio, you are in the right place. Subscribe, hit the bell, and welcome to the future. We'll see you at the South Pole.